It's a spring evening. After a long hibernation, a swamp eel becomes active. It sticks its head out for a taste of spring. A water snake sticks its head out of the water to enjoy the refreshing spring air. It attempts to ambush a passing tadpole, but it will need more practice. Sunlight, air, and water are a must for plant and animal growth. As a result, water holes are always full of life. Located in the northern tip of Taiwan, Lau Mei Village's terraces are irrigated with spring waters from nearby mountains, making them an ecological niche for a plethora of organisms. Lau Mei Village sits against a 1,000-meter tall mountain and faces the Eastern Sea and Taiwan Strait. Although situated in a rift valley, the ancestors of Lau Mei Village used spring waters from Lau Mei Creek to create an irrigation system that weaves through the entire village, creating complex terraces. Mr. Huang is an 88-year-old farmer who looks after a large area of terraces. Pristine water allows bountiful rice harvests generation after generation. The beautiful scenic views make this place seem out of this world. Lau Mei attracts photographers from everywhere. They come to capture its sensational terraces and sunsets. The year has now entered the third phase of a special Chinese solar calendar, a time when all beings awaken. There are 24 phases in all. Ancient farmers planted according to this special solar calendar. After winter, a yellow-margined firefly larva senses seasonal change. The long-awaited spring has arrived. But it must be careful if it wants to see more of the world. According to traditional farming knowledge, if it thunders in February, rice harvests will be bountiful. February, on the lunar calendar, is a time to sow seeds. Thunders signify that bountiful harvests are promised for the year. Farmer Huang wakes up early to check the terraces. He's now too old to cultivate every part of them. Now he only grows some fruits and vegetables in a portion of the terraces. It's taboo to waste any part of a terrace. As a result, Farmer Huang makes sure spring water flows through all of his terraces. Yellow-margined firefly larvae are white right after molting. But they darken quickly. This is the fifth and final molt. After some more feeding, it will be able to fly freely. There's never a shortage of food in these paddies. They get to have as many snails as they can eat. But they still need to be careful. There are many hungry eyes. This dragonfly nymph enters the wrong territory. The water scorpion gives no second chances. This is a cruel war zone. A giant water bug sits right behind the water scorpion. But today is the water scorpion's lucky day. The giant water bug found a better prey, a juicy frog. This frog has no idea death is approaching. The giant water bug bites and paralyzes its prey. The frog didn't even have time to react. On this fierce battleground, size is no guarantee for survival. This dragonfly nymph has lived underwater for months. It's now ready to take off into the air. It crawls onto a plant under the cover of darkness, ready for a new life. This is the most vulnerable period for a dragonfly nymph. It must quickly inject fluid into its wings and body to inflate the wings. By dawn, it will be able to soar. April, in the lunar calendar, is a time to worship ancestors. Farmer Huang's grandchildren have returned. Catching fireflies is their favorite activity. In addition to worshiping ancestors, it's also a time for family reunions. April rains washed away paths on the terraces. Farmer Huang fixes things with his hoe. Not only is this helpful for people, he's also making room for organisms. Today is the last day in water. This yellow-margined firefly larva is getting ready to pupate, It chooses a soft spot and digs out a hole. It sits in the burrow, ready for metamorphosis. The first yellow-margined firefly is out of the pupal cell. Its elytra are aligned with gold. The end of its abdomen can already glow. That's the secret language that allows them to find each other in the darkness. Newly eclosed yellow-margined fireflies look for mates quickly. Procreation is the only thing on their mind. Males have 2 glowing spots, whereas females have only 1. They communicate through glowing, but they can't glow for too long, only for about 2 hours after sunset. Females don't fly, but they stay busy. Dwelling near the banks of terraces, they check out males and look for suitable places to lay eggs. It's very romantic to court in darkness, but it's also very dangerous. Although only a step away from laying eggs, this unfortunate female is captured by a spider. Her dim glow fades into the darkness. Tragedy happens all through the night. Before this male could find a mate, it's lost to ants. After a night of courtship and escaping ubiquitous danger, this female has finally arrived at Farmer Huang's terraces. She lays tiny eggs on the moss. Late spring and early summer is a time of procreation. The water scorpion hides her eggs in mud to avoid predators. When water scorpions hatch, they resemble a crimson flower blooming. But the bright color quickly vanishes, for the water scorpions must blend perfectly into the environment to become the most elusive killer. The water bug takes no chances. The male carries the eggs on his back until they hatch. The father surfaces periodically to let the eggs breathe. But one day, the babies have to be on their own. Farmer Huang uses no pesticides. His snails and mussels are a tasty treat on the dining table. Farmer Huang's snails are especially large. He checks his terraces to get rid of other competing exotic snails. What Farmer Huang doesn't know is yellow-margined firefly larvae are helping him. They eat the weak and sick snails, so the remaining snails are sure to be healthy and strong. Yellow-margined firefly larvae have hatched. At birth, they are smaller than ants. They find their way to the water and begin the first stage of their lives. At this stage, they feed on carrion and baby snails because they are not yet strong enough. As soon as they join the food chain, anything could happen. Any step could be their last. The summer solstice has the longest daylight of the year. As the temperature rises, animals look for places to cool down. Terraces are a perfect place. Farmer Huang plants according to the ancient Chinese solar calendar. Now is the best season for water bamboo. Mitten crabs like to live in Farmer Huang's terraces. They dig out holes as hiding places. But this causes the terraces to leak. Adult mitten crabs live in fresh water, but they lay eggs in the ocean. Juvenile crabs return to live in fresh water. Farmer Huang is also good at catching mitten crabs. He puts some bait in the trap. When mitten crabs smell the fish, they readily go into the trap. Almost all the traps have crabs. Huang knows where to catch them. These crabs are exceptionally large. Huang's grandchildren are surely going to enjoy eating crabs such as these. Huang plants watermelons because his grandchildren love them. They will be ready for harvest by the time the children return. This year's rainfall is optimal, so the watermelons will be delicious. Farmer Huang's menu changes according to the season. His terraces grow mixed vegetables to ensure year-round harvest. For 7 decades, Farmer Huang has refused to use pesticides. He follows natural rhythms and works for his food. Egrets often visit Farmer Huang's terraces. Food is plentiful here. 2 crested serpent eagles hover above. Snakes and rats here seem especially plump. This is the perfect dining ground for all. Sweet potato cultivation is rotated on different pieces of land to make sure each field is replenished with nutrients. Farmer Huang's sweet potatoes are especially sweet. He sells the large ones and feeds the small ones to chickens and ducks. Farmer Huang appreciates all that is given to him and wastes nothing. Farmers have long coexisted with the land. Since the earliest generations, fireflies have been their mutual memory. Yellow-margined firefly larvae grow fast in the summer heat. There will be another generation of adults before the winter. They get to have another chance at mating and laying eggs. During Chinese Ghost Festival, Laomei village becomes exceptionally bustling. All the villagers gather in front of the village temple to offer sacrifices. There are 6 rows of offerings, including giant hogs. On the same day, Farmer Huang goes to the other side of the village to pay his respects to a little boy who drowned while tending water buffalo. The story of the little boy is slowly being forgotten, but Farmer Huang remembers to thank the little boy for blessing his home and his terraces. The hill near the terraces is glowing dimly. It's another species of fireflies. The lights travel slowly in the darkness. The larvae of the Formosan giant firefly live in a different habitat. They have lived on this hill for over 9 months. They move slowly but quickly enough to catch snails. Now is the busiest time of the year for Farmer Huang, as pomelos and water bamboo are ready for harvest. Farmer Huang works non-stop in the terraces. He needs to harvest them when they taste the best. Autumn is a bountiful season. Bottle gourds are also harvested at this time. Farmer Huang pickles whatever he can't finish eating now. The terraces quiet down. The second generation of yellow-margined fireflies reaches adulthood tonight. Yellow-margined fireflies try their best glowing, but their glowing is no match for the streetlights and passing headlights of motor vehicles. Now, virtually all the paths are lined with streetlights. It's becoming increasingly difficult for yellow-margined fireflies to find each other and reproduce. Farmer Huang is getting old. When it's time to turn the soil, his children come back to help out for a few days. As young people leave for the big cities, many terraces are left unattended. They dry up, and the fireflies have one less place to live. Diminishing terraces is a trend that Farmer Huang cannot overturn. He can only do his part of keeping the spring waters running through the terraces. While he still can, he's happy to show anyone willing to learn about it. A Formosan giant firefly larva chooses to become an adult prior to winter to avoid competition. It tastes the coolness in the air. Formosan giant fireflies are large fireflies with a conspicuous glow. This one takes to the air, but its future is uncertain.
只狗。
有甜嘛？
哦，对，哦。